Hello, welcome. I had my first meeting with the council. I turned up. I found where it was. I will say that the council doesn't seem to use social media at all that I can see personally. Their website's not particularly well designed. It wasn't obvious and easy to understand what's going on, what the meetings were for, what they would involve. Maybe it's just my lack of knowledge, but you'd think with something like democracy they'd try and make things a little bit easier for general people to get into. Well, I turned up, I sat down, I waited, everything looked nice, and then there was a knocking at the door. And somebody walked in with a massive sword. Remind me what century we're in. This was just a little bit surreal. We can try and do things a little bit more modern if that's okay. The main reason I say that is we had prayers before we started. Maybe I've been experiencing too much America. I take it the UK doesn't have separation of church and state. I was aware we didn't have much separation, but that's a little bit much. Prayers before starting. So if I'm an atheist or I'm a different religion, do I get to choose what prayers or no prayers are said at the beginning? Well, I also found out that we have a chaplain for the mayor. Is this paid out of my taxes? And also, what's the purpose of a chaplain? I'm sorry, if you want to talk to your chaplain, if you want to talk to your shrink, you want to talk to your friends down the pub, feel free, but I'm hoping I'm not paying for this. We had the election of the mayor. Obviously, we don't get a say in this. Again, democracy really working very well there. Also, my real concern with this one was there was only one candidate and there was no abstentions. It was just one person and no one voted against. That sounds like to me like this was organised beforehand, and therefore this isn't really, truly an election of anyone in any way, shape or form. Also, who are all the people sat at the tables and where can I find out information about them? I'm going to have a good look through the council website, find out these things. I'll post some links when I do that, because I don't know who these people are. I am assuming from what I was seeing that it seemed a bit Tory on the right side, Labour on the left side, and then the Independent in the middle, the Green in the middle. But again, I'm not entirely sure. Nothing was overly obvious. The mayor, though, to be fair, said his themes for this year were going to be environmental, mainly trees, something to benefit people for years to come, looking at wildflower meadows and working with the Canal Trust, which I think is a fantastic idea. He's looking for a cleaner and safer city. He's looking at increasing the level of recycling. He's going to work with the university and the media. This brings me back to my social media thing. Are they going to be putting this across social media? Not all people partake in state-controlled media, in general media as it is. They are all online. They're all on different things. They're very much dispersed. A lot of people get disenfranchised because they don't believe in the mainstream media anymore. People are doing YouTube, are doing podcasts. That's why I'm doing this. It then got down to the political balance of the committees. They were handing out things like sweets, it seemed like to me. Some people didn't seem happy about this from the left side of the room, which was, I'm again assuming, the Labour side. I couldn't fully understand why. I'm assuming it's the fact that they don't get much say over it. The main thing which was brought up was the portfolio was put on the table earlier on the day. The opposition hadn't had long to look at it until 1 o'clock on the day. All nominations for chairs seemed to be up in the air. Nothing was settled beforehand. And all I can really see in the room is mainly white males. I'm seeing a couple of other people, but mainly white males. This is not how the world works. This is not a good representation of what we've had. You could blame it on the people that are voting for them, but I'd also argue that you could blame it on the way the system works. I know this has been quite a negative first full experience for me, and I didn't really want to bring that across in the podcast, but it seems to have gone that way. So again, I'll apologise for that. But there's a lot of questions I've got. I want to know who this mayor is. I've never heard really anything about it. I've lived in Worcester for 5 years. Maybe I just don't read the right papers, or maybe I'm just not adult enough to know these things. That is the impression I seem to get from the way things work in here. Unless you are a person of a certain stature or fully involved in these, first of all, you're not going to know about these things. We need more information. I would like to know what's going on, and I'm hoping people can help me with that as well. I did get the impression that the Tory side being a little bit odd. They were knocking down someone on the left-hand side of the room for asking questions, and they seem to be using the way the system works to do it and not letting them go through with things. Look, I'm going to leave it here for now. I don't fully understand what's going on. I'm going to try and work these things out. I'm going to give you some news. I'm going to give you some answers. But again, same as I said to you in the last video, if you can give me answers, if you can help me with things, that would be appreciated. Thank you.